Alright, guys. Got absolutely mauled today by gold. Got wrecked, bro. As you can see, um, dude, this past week has just not been good for me, bro. Just the way I've been trading so like a pussy, bro. I haven't been taking the models I that present itself. Just been for some odd reason, bro. Every trade that I miss out on has been a banger, and then every trade that I take has either been a break even or losses like this. Like, it's what the fuck is going on, bro? What is going on? Anyways, it's gonna be trade recaps on both yesterday and today. Well, actually, yesterday and the day before, because it's Friday right now. Trade recap on about Wednesday, and then trade recap for today, which is Thursday. It's Friday. I'm confusing myself right now. I'm so tired. I'm trying to get this done before 1 so I can at least get 7 hours of sleep ish. Dude, my sinus is so congested. It's been congested all week. Dude, this is so unideal, bro. This is so annoying. I got this nasal spray too. This shit does not work, actually. I worked a little bit, but shit is so annoying. Anyways, also I got kind of like a story time. We're gonna go to Friday's trade. Um, Friday, I took a pretty shitty trade and I left it right away because um, I'll go more in depth when I actually go over the trade. But then I also took a short and got break even. I had a chance for a re-entry because it did present itself a separate setup. Decided to stay out, and what do you know? It fucking banged. Here's the shorts. I'm gonna go here. But yeah, I have a kind of a story time. Kind of ties into why my performance has been terrible today. Sorry, let me just get this stuff right. But yeah, basically, here, let me go over this recap first, and then I'll go over say what I was trying to say. So, what is this? 9:45. Let's go to 9:30. I have to blow my nose again. I can feel the snot drooling down. This shit is so annoying. Whoa, that was a crazy candle. Oh, it's 9:30. All right. Okay. So, well, never mind. We're wrong. Up here. So market opens. What do we have? Well, okay. The draw liquidity when market open, I was expecting continuations toward these highs. Great low resistance highs right here. These are hourly and 4 hour highs. I was expecting a pullback into a 15 or something like that, or a sweep of liquidity and then push up. One thing though that I was kind of skeptical about was ES had already taken these. These were the highs that were presented, as you can see, 10 a.m. Thursday, November 4th, November 5th, Wednesday. Yep, those were the highs. So we did have an S&T up here, but I figured ES could, whoa, that's not ES, bro. Could come up to these highs up here. Or like more of a magnet. But ES did have great buy side draws. Dude, I look so defeated. I just looked at myself in the camera. My eyes. Dude, I'm so. Oh my gosh, bro. I look like I just bawled my eyes out like an hour straight. I look so horrible right now. But yeah, we had equal highs, London highs up here, equal highs right here. Great buy side targets that I was looking forward to. So coming into the day, my bias was actually bullish. I wanted to see a sweep liquidity here, get a rejection off this. This looked perfect. Okay, I don't see a reason for us to come all the way down to Asia and then reject here. I just think this would be a more better play, but you know that's also possible. I'll be back. I need to blow my nose again. bro. This is so annoying. Anyways, let's go to the 5-minute chart. So yeah, I wanted to see a sweep of that. Maybe pull back into the OTE of this range that we built, this miniature range, or even EQ would have been nice. But we just dumped market open. So right when market opens, we have a death candle, bro. This is insane. And at this point is when I'm looking kind of for longs. Okay, we did take Asia, which is liquidity here as well. Not the Asia low, but we did take Asia low, but this is the liquidity pool that I'm looking at. And we did have an SMT there. So was kind of looking for maybe a retrace. Of course, ES to targets do seem pretty obvious to be these highs up here. And maybe I could have caught, since we have such a deep SMT, a retracement here on NQ. We ended up closing through this fair value gap. So next ideal target was this entire liquidity pool here that we have. Honestly, just looking for any kind of entry around here. If we get one, kind of be skeptical about it. Strictly because ES looks so clean, but we really don't get nothing, which I was kind of glad because I did not want to take anything off here. It just did not look too great. This is the play I missed out on. This was pretty unfortunate. Okay, so if we check the levels that we just hit, we came into OTE from this entire range that we built, this very high time frame range, from the previous day low all the way up into the current day high. Beautiful range, OTE. We have an unmitigated 15-minute just beneath this OTE pocket. We've taken out all this liquidity here. This is lots of low resistance, which would have been the target if we didn't take this out already. So this would have been a great target, but unfortunately got no entries towards that. And at this point in time, my bias was kind of flipped bearish, but since we basically hit all of these targets, I'm now flipped bullish. And if we look at ES does have that higher time frame SMT right there, and these highs still look intact. It looks like we are going to take these out, in my opinion. We also hit an hourly gap here, right there, respecting that. So that was great. Now, at this point in time, I was looking at gold. Okay, gold, this was so fucking annoying. I don't know why I was looking at gold at this time. I think I was looking for a continuation model, maybe. There's a 4-minute right there. Okay, I was looking to take kind of like a pattern trade on gold. Basically, the idea was I wanted these relatively equal lows to get swept, and maybe even this low down here or London. This is the perfect target though, that I wanted to get hit before we run up, because look at this major trend line that we have developed here, as well as previous day Asia being the end of that trend line. So that was perfect. I also wanted to see respect of this 5-minute as we swept this low right here. Fortunately, we edge it, we generate more low resistance, and of course I'm not going to take that because at this point in time we're just generating low resistance here, low resistance there. It's pretty much a breakout pattern, so just waiting to see which side gets manipulated first and then take entry from there. Missed out on this 1 minute. Would have gotten break even here, so I'm not even sure why I was looking at the chart. But yeah, we missed out on generational longs. All because of some stupid fucking gold did not want to sweep. That was so annoying, bro. So confident that we would run up. Yeah, basically at that point, I was looking at gold, so I did not actually see this entry that occurred here. So let's go ahead and get into it, because I'm kind of yapping. I've been yapping for a minute now. Here's the entry. Should have been here. This was actually a break-even trade, so targets to this 5/15 minute for 1.67 RR. That was stupid of me. Great break-even point here at this 5-minute. I have to blow my nose again, bro. Stupid shit, bro. So annoying. Break even at this internal high, which is also a 5-minute. Boom. Hit break even before we would have ran up, and this did not hit a 1-to-1. Who knows? Well, it did hit a 1-to-1. Definitely would not have taken out here. Maybe partial. I'm not too sure, but this did end up smacking full TP just after hitting break even. And then at this point in time, We had okay, real quick. So since I missed this entry and I came back, we did hit the break even point. I could have entered here, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna just wait for this 5 minutes to get entered inverse, and I'll just take this higher time frame inversion. Yes, I was aware that this next 15 minute slash 5 minute, which was the main target for this the previous trade, um, it already got, or we were so like near it by the time this 5 minute closed. I still took it, and right when it got hit, I basically just I was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" I just wasn't. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest with you. I really don't recall, but low key kind of just chasing. I gotta blow my nose again. I'll be back. Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, we're back. Sorry. But yeah, took that 5 minute. Honestly, just me missing out on this made me feel like I was like, oh my gosh, bro, what the fuck? It's so yeah, just chasing profit, FOMO on this trade. And luckily, I realized how stupid the trade was right when I took it, and I just left that. So, avoided a crazy loss here, dude. This would have pissed me off so much if I took this shit. So glad I got out of it. Got spared, and I paid the price today. So, it's whatever. But yeah. So once we hit that 5 and 15 minute, once we see rejection off here, we now see that because we have flipped bearish, we did make equal lows here, right there, as you can see, which is this low. We have this 15 minute right down here, and yeah, this seems like the most obvious draw liquidity at this point in time. So we have an inversion here up on the 1 minute, I believe. Yeah. But this leg also had a 2 minute right there, and then we not only that, but we inversed this 2 minute as well. So I took entries here or around here. I think I entered a little bit prematurely, and honestly, once we came down on this candle, didn't have too much of a break even point. I mean, yes, it could have been here, but I did not want to just generate trend line and whatnot and then run back up. So I moved my stops to break even, expecting an immediate flush because seeing this death candle, this is crazy. This is about almost a 50 point candle right there. So was expecting an immediate flush, especially considering we inverse one and two gaps at the same time in one candle. So wanted to see, of course, I'm saying this for like the third or fourth time already, but an immediate flush towards at least this low, gone break even here. This technically would have been the more mechanical break even. But yeah, this 15 minute draw was the main target. Now, got break even here, caught up in chop. This trade did end up winning. But here's the re-entry, okay? So as you can see, we did tap into this premium 1 minute, which was also a 2 minute gap right there, a 3 minute, and a 4 minute, as you can see. Nothing on the 5 minute, just those 1 through 4 minute time frames. And we did have a manipulation up here. We chop, manipulate a little bit higher, taking liquidity right there. The internal high. No SMT really to be found. And out of all this chop, we finally form a very clean inversion, which is right here. Decided to stick this one, or stay out of this one. And of course, if I took this, I had the chance to enter right here on this discounted entry, but I was a pussy, and I missed out on it 1.5, which, dude, this shit delivered, bro. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, dude. It would have been this for 5 minutes, and this absolutely ripped to like a 1 to 2, actually, a little bit over that. Very fucking unfortunate, bro. But yeah, that's pretty much the day for Wednesday. Recaps everything. This day, I try to take continuations. Once we tapped into this 5 minute right there, we had a 1 minute inversion up here, but considering that we took out every DOL, I didn't really want to enter. So, not that I was being a puss here. I was just being very logical and not being stupid. Yeah, it wasn't, kind of just a day of FOMO and missing out. Not too bad of a day. Of course, I wasn't happy with how I traded, with missing out on this one and then settling for extremely less on this shitty ass 5 minute that we got. Um, and then getting break even on here, of course, it's normal. Not too mad about myself. I'm not too mad at myself about that. But then missing out on this was insanity to me, bro. So it's just a full day of FOMO and not proud of how I traded today. Definitely not proud of how I traded this day. But yeah, we learned from this. That's why I'm doing these recaps so I can learn from them. Now let's go ahead and head into today's recap. Okay. Let's try and hurry this up because it's already getting mad late. I have 3 minutes. Let's try and recap this in these next 3 minutes. Let's see if I can do that. And I have to blow my nose again, but I'm not doing that. Fuck that, bro. Fuck my nose, dude. Shit is so annoying. Okay, so honestly, the only draws I have were New Week opening gap. Of course, that was my main draw, and then the liquidity inside of here. We also had an unmitigated 4-hour right there. Excuse me, an unmitigated hourly. But at this point in time, we already seem to have a reversal here once we take out this Asia high, and then we just have immediate reaction here. But yeah, overall, just looking for shorts for a 5 or 15 minute continuation model here. We do edge this 4-hour right before market open, so I was kind of optimistic about getting a setup very early on, maybe like off this 5 minute, but unfortunately we didn't really get much out of that at all. And I think this actually ran up. So yeah, this would have got stopped out and then came down to this 4-hour. Looking for rejections here for any kind of entry model to pattern trade this. Of course, the main draw is towards here, but if we get along here, wouldn't be too, scared of it. I don't know if I would take it or not, but it's pretty much what I was looking for. But ideally, would want to see shorts towards New Week opening gap. We do end up getting that, and this is the last time I'm blowing my nose. I promise I'll be back. The last time. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're back. So we did get a 1 minute here, but we also were in a 2 and a 3 minute, so I did not want to take that. The only ideal entry I think was a 5 minute right there, but we hit the break-even point by the time that happens. If you took this 1 minute discretionally, you could have banged here. Okay, a lot of people took the short. I'm gonna review this really quick. I've seen so many people talk about this. So we tap into a 5 and a 15 minute. Let me go ahead and mark the 15 minute out. I just realized I'm going over NQ and I didn't even take anything on NQ this day. We hit this 5 minute. So it wasn't off the 5 minutes, off this 15 minute. Guess we get an inversion here. Okay, here's that 1 minute inversion. Also having a change in state and a break of structure. Here's a 2 minute. Rejected out of a 3 minute. And a 4 minute. And we did inverse the 5 minute, but yeah, dude, that looks like a pretty clean model right there, but just failed. Of course, we did already tap into New Week opening gap, but we left this draw on liquidity open. As you can see right there, we left that perfect DOL inside there open, and yeah, we do have that massive SMT there. So seems like it could definitely be the draw. Unfortunately, we do run up. We end up inversing this 15 minute, which I don't understand why in the fuck we did that, bro. Like, what? And then we had an SMT up here, apparently. Okay, I see the SMT everyone's marking out. It's this 930 high. Of course, and when you're looking at it just from an eyeball point of view, and you're just eyeballing this, we don't have an SMT at all. Okay, the only reason you could tell if you have an SMT is if you're looking at the time-based highs. So this is the 9:30 high, of course, that market open high, which is what you should have been paying attention to, which was what I should have been paying attention to. Had the SMT there, and yeah, basically got shorts out of there. We have a 1 minute entry here. Let's see what else we got. We have a 2 minute right there, a 3 minute as well. There's a 4 minute, I swear. Okay, the 4 and 5 minute are way down low, but we do end up delivering from here all the way down to this drawn liquidity inside there. So that's a crazy trade that I missed out on. But at this point in time, I think I already took 2 L's. So we're gonna go ahead and go over those trades. So let me bring this back, and then I'll go over my little story time. So of course, my bias has flipped at this point in time to being bearish. We had inverse this 15 minute right here. Wanted to see reversal off here, but we didn't get that. So it's very clear to me that the next draw liquidity is going to be this low resistance right here. And if you check, still have yet to take out. We took this low out. This is nothing. I want to see all of this get taken out. This is also Asia low, and then we have an unmitigated 15 minute just beneath that. So that's what I wanted to see get taken out. Very obvious that it was the draw liquidity for that day. Dude, my lips are so chapped. Okay, stop stalling. I need to get this over with. We have a 5 minute up here. We create a 15 minute later, but that's irrelevant as of right now. We do kind of start chopping up here. We are building nice trend line right there. So I'm like, if we tap this 5 minute and get an inversion, I'm taking this. So we tap the 5 minute right here. We get a 30-second inversion. As you can see, there's nothing else. Ends up getting stopped out. And I was thinking about this. I was like, okay, I can definitely see this getting stopped out. Just looking at the 1 minute chart here, doesn't look like much of a manipulation. Like, we barely take this 5 minute, and taking a play off of 30 seconds is kind of risky. And so I was like, damn, bro. Ended up extending my stops, I think, a little bit higher than this, just to give it room to breathe, you know, because I really thought we could have just rejected off here, but ended up losing more than I should have today, and perfectly fine with that because I had kind of a lot of conviction in this. I really thought we would deliver here. We check where NQ is at this moment. NQ is in this 5 minute, and I was of course expecting a short out of here, as I showed earlier, which is that play that a lot of people took. And yeah, if we go back to gold, this ends up getting stopped right here. What the hell? Okay, let's just bring this back. Yeah, we got stopped there, we got railed. Now here, this is where we developed the 15 minute, okay? And we already, at this point in time, we already pulled deeper into this 5 minute, almost fully filling it, or reaching the 50% of it is what I meant to say, not fully filling it. That's a crazy statement. Almost came to the 50%. But yeah, I like the rejection that we showed off the 15 minute right there. We did have, I think it was a 1 or 2 minute, or a 3. Okay, it wasn't either of them, it was just a 1 minute. Alright, so this play, I knew this, I saw this, and I was like, okay, I do not want my stops to be at an unmitigated 15 minute. But maybe, I'm not sure if it was strong conviction or what, or if I was just being, you know, a revenge trader at this moment and trying to make back this loss, because this low-key kind of pissed me off. But I still took this trade, and I saw crazy, okay, Mac's about to die. I saw crazy displacement here, and low-key I kind of just entered prematurely off the displacement, and I was scared shitless whenever I saw us run back up and come in, like, finish inside of this, close is a better word, inside of this fair value gap here at the last second. I was like, oh my gosh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. There's no way we make this fat fucking wick right here and do that shit. And at that point in time, I should have just left the trade, regardless if I was in profit or not. I should have just left this shit. Definitely would have been the play for this, especially considering that I just came off a loss. But then we came down a little bit more, so I was like, you know what, I'll stick it. Ended up reversing and getting stopped out here. But yeah, technically this was a model because we did end up getting the inverse shortly after. But yeah, very unfortunate day. We end up coming up here, and at this point, I'm open to take one more entry, just because I'm pretty confident. So I marked the 15 or the OTE and the 50% mark of this 15-minute rejection wick, seeing if we come tap into here and then reverse and get like I think this was the 3-minute. Yeah, that's the 3-minute that I was talking about, and we had a 4-minute as well, and a 5-minute, 5-minute too. We had everything. End up didn't getting it. Whoa, I stuttered again. We did not end up getting it. Dude, I cannot go through one single recap without stuttering, but whatever. We end up getting it, but after we get this insane chop here, once we get it, this is a 3-minute inversion. Let's see what the 4-minute. The 4-minute happened here. If we check the 5-minute, the 5-minute happened all the way down here. Would have been a break even anyways. Going break even at this low right there. But then we do end up delivering like crazy here. We actually came up higher. So we came up higher. Okay, I remember this. And then we inverse the 15-minute, made equal highs, and then dumped here right now towards this DOL. And it's very, very unfortunate, very fucking annoying. Unfortunate price action day. Everything was just chopped today. I'm not blaming the markets for the trades that I took. Of course, I'm not doing that. I'm not an idiot now. I'm not arrogant. But I will say, dude, fucking gosh, bro, fuck these market conditions, bro. Fuck these market conditions. Oh my gosh. I've never had so much hatred for a stupid ass fucking candlestick in my life until this day, bro. Why are we inversing the 50-minute, making equal highs, and then deciding to deliver to the sell side? What on God's green earth are we doing, bro? And then on NQ, inverse the fucking 15-minute, give, like, I mean, the shorts were pretty obvious here off that SMT and just the continuation towards, I mean, the DOL was all we needed, but, dude, I'm honestly just kind of more pissed off here. Like, I could understand if I got stopped out on these two trades, I could, yeah. This trade definitely a little bit more risky considering how we took that 5-minute. And then this trade, of course, trading with our stops at an unmitigated 15-minute, very dangerous. And then having this type of candle as an entry. So I'm not saying price action like caused this to happen, because these are just shitty trades that could have been avoided. Of course, I'm going to learn from them and whatnot, but just shitty trades that I could have avoided. The only thing I'm like kind of pissed off at is like, why the fuck are we doing this, bro? Like, why? There's absolutely no reason at all to inverse the 15-minute and just deliver like this, bro. Like, what are we doing? And then we just chop here, like, we better get something good tomorrow, bro. I'm revenge trading, full porting, doing everything. Everything I'm not supposed to do. No, I'm joking. But anyways, quick story time before I end this recap. So yesterday, or the day before yesterday, technically, Wednesday afternoon, booked a client for a website. Right, I called a couple people. Literally, no one answered. Not a single person answered. It was only like a few people because I had to run some errands. I had to go pick my sister up from school, and so I went to go pick her up, and I got a call back, and it was one of these construction companies, and offered my service, of course, offered a website. But we ended up booking a meeting for 1 p.m. the following day, which was Thursday. Okay, this is when this all happened. So yeah, we booked that meeting pretty quickly. I mean, she was very interested in the site. So yeah, like call lasted like a minute, like or less than that, which is pretty cool. And so I was like, hype. I was like, all right, bet that, because I remember this specific website. Dude, it could use so much like updating and just revamping, and just could look so much better, SEO optimized, and just everything. So I was like, there's no way I'm not closing this client, right? So I come home. I kind of procrastinate for a bit because I was just, coming off this day, the day that we had yesterday. That was disgusting. That's my nose. That's how bad it is, bro. The more I blow my nose, the worse it gets. I don't know how that's possible. Anyways, so yeah, coming off a day of doing pretty shit on trading, not, of course, proud of how I performed, just decided to kick it back for a bit, and then I'll get to work, okay? Because I was pretty busy, traded, hit the gym, ate, and then, that's when all this stuff was happening. So procrastinated for kind of like an hour, and then it was also making a TikTok for that night to post, and then finally started getting to work on it. And I was just going through so much brain blockage, bro. It was like pissing me off, bro. I just couldn't think for some reason. So I stayed up. Guess to how long, bro? It was like 4 a.m. when I finally went to bed. Past 4, it was like 4:10. So I had to wake up like that same day at 8 o'clock for market open, bro, or to get ready for market open. And dude, I feel the snot dripping from my nose. This is so annoying. I'm gonna just finish this recap and then blow my nose. But yeah, dude, had less than 4 hours of sleep that night. I was working nonstop that entire night. I took like a 30-minute break within that whole night of working on that website. Like, bro, the amount of strain my brain had and how much tired and dude, I was so sleep deprived, bro. I had so little amount of sleep. Like I could run. Like obviously today I ran pretty normally. Like nothing was like crazy different than how I usually operate every day, but like I feel like I could definitely operate the same if I got less amount of sleep like I did that night. But the fact that I was working for so long, my brain was strained and stressed and whatnot. Dude, I needed proper recovery. And coming into this day, maybe that had a part into why I was doing this and whatnot. But bro, just not optimal, bro. It's quite a story. And then not only that, when I called him today, bro, the fucking client told me, not even a client, bro, the lead. Dude, I literally, there's snot dripping down. You can probably see it on my camera. That's so nasty. I have to wait though. But dude, it was like a call for like, I don't know how long it lasted. Just for at the end to tell me, mind you, that's a construction company, bro. They do roofing, remodeling, all that stuff. So they make a shit ton of money off of just one client. Dude, I told him the price would be like 500 to 750. He really had the audacity to tell me he would have to think about it. Like, what? Bro. I mean, of course, I don't know the situation. I'm not judging right now. But, dude, there's no, like, it's just, I know I'm cooked, bro. I just know I'm absolutely done for. Whenever someone tells me, yeah, because these are his exact words, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna just give me a couple of days. He didn't say give me a day or give me just a moment to think it over. He said give me a couple of days, a couple of days. That basically means he's not thinking about that at all, bro. It's not even in the slightest coming to his mind, bro. And then not only that, to top it all off, to just stunt on me, bro. He goes ahead and tells me, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk." He's rubbing he's on face. We're on FaceTime. He's rubbing his head, talking about he's gonna have to think about it a couple of days, and then he tops it off, bro. With he's rubbing his head and shit. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to my wife, bro." That's like, dude, that's the cherry on top to telling me that I'm cooked, bro. Like, what the fuck? I just sacrificed hours upon hours. I sacrificed sleep, so much stress to make you this awesome website that he loved, by the way. He really liked it. I mean, who wouldn't, bro? It looked really, really clean, modern, slick, and whatnot. Just to tell me that, he's gonna have a couple of days to think about it. He's gonna have to talk to his wife about it. What the fuck, bro? Like, obviously, I know he's not gonna want the website. I'm still gonna reach out to him, do a follow up, hopefully close him as a client. There's still a possibility, but bro, it's like this is like taking a trade, like like 30 minutes before the market closes, bro. Dude, like this is so like, oh my gosh, bro. It's whatever though. We'll come back. We'll bounce back. For trading wise, of course, because this is a trade recap. So we'll bounce back from this, and then we'll also just, we're just gonna have to lock in, work harder on the other business, the website business. Hopefully we can lock in a client. Damn, I can't do it the rest of this week. I might just have to wait till next week, bro. Anyways, that's pretty much the trade recap. Story time. It's gonna be pretty long, and I'm gonna go to bed pretty late. So, fuck. And my Mac's about to die, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. I got so much shit to do. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. Overall, this week so far, not happy with how I traded. Monday went great. I think Tuesday, I'm not sure what happened on Tuesday. I think I missed out on the setup. But Wednesday for sure, missed out on the setup. Took a shitty trade first of all that shouldn't have been taken. Missed out on a trade. And then we got a break even, which is normal, so I'm not going to count that. But then on top of that, 3 mistakes. Missed out on a trade, took a shitty trade, and then purposely stayed out of the trade, which banked, by the way. So I'm not happy with Wednesday. And then this day just was cooked, bro. Honestly, I can't even tell right now. I'm going to have to look back at these videos to really determine if these were good setups or not. I mean, I think this one was pretty good mechanically. Maybe I should have used a bit more discretion or just been a bit more patient with the setup. And then this one, honestly, just should not have taken. Should have just gotten out once I saw this. Definitely could have been avoided, especially with a 15-minute unmitigated gap as a stop loss. So that was just cooked for me. The second entry was definitely shittier than this one. So overall, it's going to be it for this recap. I'm going to go ahead and end this and go to bed. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be the same length as like the week recaps, bro. Cause I've just been yapping this whole video, and I had to blow my nose 100 million times, dude. Anyways, hopefully we can end this week off pretty good tomorrow. Honestly, I'm fine with not making back anything tomorrow. Not even looking forward to trade tomorrow, dude. I just don't want to take a loss. That's all I know. So. Don't want to miss out on any crazy setups. I'm still going to show up to the markets, of course. If we get an A+ model, I'm going to take that. But I really hope we don't give a model and that shit gets wrecked because that's going to ruin my week, bro. Yeah, that's going to be it, and I'm out. So, peace.